and the cool thing about our business is every month you get a reset. Every quarter you get a reset. You don't have to feel stuck. And so for me, what goes through my mind is making adjustments. Right? What adjustments can I make? Because I'm a firm believer that things don't change, we change.
Yeah.
And then things change in response to us. If I want my bank account to grow, I have to grow as a person. Right? That's the way I feel. And so one thing that I think is a big takeaway, right, from these meetings especially, because sometimes you can leave and you can kind of feel bad, right? You can kind of, and that, our company should never make you feel like that. Okay? Now, do we try to put a fire under people's butt? Absolutely. Do we try to disturb people? If you aren't reaching your potential, is it normal to feel frustrated? But you should never feel bad. Because the worst day here is better than the best day at a job.
Yeah.
And one thing I want us to focus on, and that I'm going to focus on over the next 90 days, is having a better attitude. See, your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant grows. So if you plant fruit, fruit's going to grow. You plant weeds, and you don't even need to really plant them. Weeds just come. And if you plant potatoes, you're not going to get beans. And when you plant beans, you don't get a bean. You get beans. Meaning whatever you plant multiplies. You know, there's this story, and people don't understand. I'm not trying to get weird, okay, because I feel like you do need to work in the business. But it does start with an attitude. It does start with a vision. It does start with goals, right? You know, I know some people, they're really into goals, and they feel like if you just law of attraction, your world can manifest. I do believe in that, but I believe you have to work, right? You need a good attitude, all those things, and that's what we're going to talk about today. But it's not just, you know, me and Peter hold hands and we have $1 million. Right? It doesn't work like that. That's what I found. But people do underestimate the power of the mind.
Yeah.
Teresa Jones from Wilmington, Delaware, had a serious kidney infection. And the doctor said that they're going to have to do emergency surgery. So they put her under, she went to sleep. When she was asleep, they discovered she didn't need the surgery. And they didn't perform it. And she woke up, and she's like, oh, nothing had happened to her. I'm hurt. I'm in pain. And the doctor's like, oh, well, we didn't do it. And she was embarrassed. But she was in pain, because what happens in your mind really happens.
Right.
And she went to bed, expecting to be hurt. She woke up hurt. She planted that. That was the garden of her mind. Whatever we put in our mind will come out. And these meetings, right, especially when we bring up these people, right, and we're going to have a little different format this time. We wanted to have more speakers, and as opposed to less, and speaking less, but more people, right? So, you know, I think there was certain cutoffs, you know, on recruits and premium, and, you know, it was a little over, whatever, 3,000. And we asked those people to come up and share. These aren't speakers, by the way. They're producers. The people that made something happen. And another thing that works wonders for your attitude is who you associate with. My daughter's 11, right? One of my daughters is 11. She's in middle school, and then in middle school they're on this campaign, the DARE program, right? So who knows what's the DARE program?
It's about keeping kids off of drugs.
Yeah. So some of you guys understand the DARE program in a negative way. Meacham's a different type of advocate for the dairy program. My daughter is trying to bring awareness so people are not on drugs. Yeah. So I know some of you are upset about that. So a big problem in middle school now is vaping. Okay, like when I was growing up, it was cigarettes, now it's vaping. Yeah, middle school vaping. And so my daughter is learning about this, which I'm glad that she's learning. Which at first I was a little nervous. She's only 11, but if other kids are doing it and all that stuff, she's got to learn. And so she was going through some facts with me, and she said, "Dad, only 5% of people will acquire the habit of vaping or smoking after the age of 22. So 95% of people start before 22. And depending on who you hang around, right? And this is anything. It's money, it's success, it could be religion. I don't care what it is. We become immune and desensitized by the crowd we hang with. And so, why do you show up? Because every single thing is a deposit in your mind. Every single thing. Some are good, some are bad, and they're all going to grow, and they're all going to multiply. So if you're like me, right, which a lot of you are, right, and not in a weird way, but if I'm driving and I see an accident, I'm going to stop and look. Anybody do that? And then the accident's right there. Like someone just probably got hurt, ambulance, fire truck called, and your dumbass, which is me, take the video, take the picture, and then don't even look at the road. I'm sending it before I even look up. Come here, look what happened. I saw this. Can you believe this idiot? And I'm driving, about to get in an accident. But we want to see a car wreck. Negativity, it's just like, it's like a fire. It just, you gravitate towards it. So I have to come here to correct my thinking. And this is the cool thing that my daughter showed me. You can learn a lot from your kids, man. These are the stages. Okay, now she's using this with DARE. Okay, kids, drugs, smoking, vaping, peer pressure, whatever. There's so many things. Middle school kids, but we have the same things, right? Same issues. So the first stage is objection. People object. No. But what I say, you become immune and desensitized. The second is tolerance. And you tolerate it. Objection, tolerance, acceptance is third. Fourth, participation. And fifth, John, write this down, enjoyment. Enjoyment, bad. Attitude. Attitude. How's your attitude? You have a good attitude? Right? I know. People come, a lot of stuff going on. Leave it at the door. You know what I always say this about problems, right? 90% of people, they don't care about your problems. The other 10%, they're glad that you have them. I'm not a therapist or I don't do therapy, but I am around other people, psychologists, therapists, church people, religious people that offer counseling. One thing you'll learn in that field is many people, they don't want a solution to their problem. They just want to talk about it.
Right.
So that's what I'm going to focus on over the next 9 days, among many other things, but one very fundamental, just having a better attitude. Just having a little bit better attitude, just improving a little bit. So, like I said, we got a great training prepared. I'm going to go do the op. Be an awesome teammate. And one last thing, we have an incentive. Danny Chamorro is coming May 31st for our big event. He's one of the top builders in the entire company's history. Over $2 million earner. And on the Friday before the event, we're picking him up. He's flying into Dulles, and then we're going to come to the office and do a winner's lunch. We did it last time with the Cornigays. It was a catered lunch. This is the real meeting. Okay, we have the big event, and it's awesome, but this is the real meeting. And it's a qualifier, so it's going to be an intimate group. So in the month of April, if you do 2,500 personal, you have qualified to come to that meeting. All right, so make sure, if you don't know what that is, talk with your RVP, talk with your trainer, talk with your regional leader. They'll show you, and they'll teach you exactly how to map this out to make sure that you do it. All right, let's give it up for Samir Qureshi.